Hey everybody, I'm Isabel May. I'm your instructor for this course. Welcome to the next 8 weeks of MHS 603 Science Writing Principles. Just a couple of brief introductions to specific ways to use Blackboard in this class. I know all of you have gone through an orientation with Blackboard, which is great, so you know the basics, and many of you might already be very familiar with it, which is great. But it is just like any other program. It has its quirks. So two ways that I want to alert you to how to use Blackboard throughout this course. Number one is how to view your feedback on submitted papers. And this is feedback on papers you submit that you submit as attachment, as Word documents. There's two basic ways in this class that you will submit your work. One is in the discussion forum and one is as an attached paper, and I always ask you for Word documents. So when you submit Word documents and you receive my feedback, you'll receive it in comments in text, and it's not very intuitive how to access those. So let me walk you through this. So whenever I give you feedback and post your grades, which is usually the Monday after you submit, apart from this first week where it's going to be Tuesday, if you scroll to the bottom left of the screen when you enter the class, you'll see my grades, right over here circled in red. When you click on my grades, you'll come to a screen that looks a little bit like this, and you'll have more and more assignments in there, right? Because this is just one sample. I submitted a sample paper under a fake student account in this class. So this one was my submission for assignment 2.1 topic description, which is due week 2. And on the right, I circled where you can see the points you've earned for this assignment, and also this little sort of bubble, like a comic strip bubble. So if you click on that comic strip bubble, you'll see something like this, and it's usually some general feedback. In this case, well done. See in-text comments for detailed feedback. Mostly you'll see some feedback like this, maybe some more general kind of suggestions for how to move forward, but you really need to look at your in-text comments for the detailed feedback that will guide your revision process, especially for those 4 assignments you will have to submit as part of your portfolio by week 8. So let me show you how to get to those in-text comments, because you can't get to them looking at, this word bubble and on the right side where the grade is listed. So what you'll have to do is you have to go to the left side, and I've blown this up a little bit, where you have 2 options. You can click on assignment 2.1 topic description and on view rubric. Let's click on view rubric first. What you'll see here is the rubric for this course, for this assignment, and this person, myself, of course I submitted it, I received 20% full grades on all of the 5 categories that the rubric that you will be scored on for this assignment. So you can just look for some more detail if you're interested to see how you did on each part, and potentially if you've lost some points, you can see where that happened. Now, if you go back and click on assignment 2.1 topic description, that's really the most important thing, because when you click on that, you'll see a screen that looks like this come up. You'll see your paper, you'll see these little square bubbles, comment bubbles that are circled in red here. You might also see something that's circled in black, where I might circle or underline something in your paper, but it's usually accompanied by one of those square word bubbles. Now, if you click on those, and I'm going to click on the one in the middle, the second one, you'll see actually what my comment is. And it always relates to where that little sort of triangle points down. So let me show you. So this comment, can you explain more clearly what you mean here? As a reader, I'm having trouble understanding how, and so on and so on. I would suggest adding some more detailed context here. So that's a typical comment that I would give. Some comments are short about like, hey, I think this sentence is a fragment, or let's say we're in the session, in the lesson on passive and active voice, I might make a suggestion this is probably a place where you can use active voice rather than passive voice. Or it might also be just a comment like, hey, this was really well done, super. So again, you need to check each one of those comments, because they will provide you the detailed feedback you need to revise your paper and also to grow as a writer. So make sure you know how to access those by using those steps. The other important piece I want to point out to you in Blackboard is when you submit work on a discussion forum. So as I mentioned earlier, the previous assignment we looked at was submitted as an attachment as a Word document that you upload. There's a few of those assignments that are like that. But many of the assignments, a good number of the assignments you'll submit in the discussion forum because you comment on each other's entries in a variety of ways. So I wanted to have this more interactive, so we're using discussion forum for that. And my feedback on those pieces will also be via comments on those discussion threads. So let me show you how to use those because it's intuitive, and you probably have seen this in some of the Blackboard intro and how to use discussion forums. Just want to walk you through it in the context of our class. So for example, the first assignment, the topic summary statement, on the bottom of the first module, you'll see this, and I circled in red those two little comic strip word bubbles. That's always an indication that this assignment is actually submitted in discussion forum. So pay attention to those. Those are the ones that you have to submit in discussion forum. And to do that, you click on what is highlighted here in yellow, assignment 1.1 topic summary statement, and you'll get to this page. If you're the first one submitting, no items found. Panic, don't worry. You want to, what is circled here in red, create thread. You want to create a thread in this discussion forum, and click on here. You'll see the option here, Great Discussion Forum. You will not see that. So I'm looking at my instructor view here. So you'll see Create Thread. So you click on Create Thread. And the nice thing that our course designers, our course builders have done for all of us here, they repeat the instructions for the assignment. Now, this one is a fairly lengthy one. So you guys have to scroll down here a little bit, right? So, which I can't really do because it's a screenshot. So you have to scroll down to the bottom to actually see the box where you can submit your assignment. So you scroll down, you get to the bottom where it says message, and then in this field right here, you can either type in here yourself your response, or for some of the more involved assignments, you might want to draft them in a separate Word document and then copy and paste in here. But it's important that you copy and paste in here and do not submit the actual document. So really enter it into this message here. And most Word formatting translates pretty much the same into this, but it always behooves you to kind of check. Of course, you can write it in here as well. You can save a draft if you look at the bottom here. But I would, make sure you submit when you're done with your assignment, either copying and pasting or writing it in here. Okay? So those are some of the basic ways to use Blackboard in this course that I wanted to point out to you. Feel free to ask me any questions, email me anytime, and I'll be happy to walk you through that.